And we're live. And I know you're probably not even expecting me to go live this morning because it's pretty late for our live, but here we are, right? So we do the live, and whoever catches it, catches it. Shout out to the people going out to work. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, stay at home moms and pops. Shout out to the retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to whatever your job description is. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Hopefully, the people them come in. It's kind of late. They're not used to a live starting this late on a week morning. But here we go. All right, Lisa Watkins, there you are. Says, hope all is well. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr, Miss Goldie Robinson is in the building. Missy Brom Brom says, upness. Thank you for being here. We have a couple of things to talk about this morning. Nothing too long. We'll get into our topics and then we'll be out of here. It's 8:25. So we will try to press for a 1 hour live. 9:25 we should be done. Right? All right. One solid 1 hour live. Uh the things I have to talk about this morning, or we have to talk about this morning, is this whole police officers being sentenced. I don't know if you've been paying attention to US news. This one is out of the United States of America. I have a lot to say on this one. 6 police officers are being sentenced for what they did to 2 black men. And that's making news headlines right now. Another trending topic as well is Leon Bailey, which is one of our reggae boys slash Jamaica top of the line football player who also plays football in Europe as well. He was cut from the team. Well, he was suspended, and there's a whole heap of talk around his suspension and discipline and what he does for the team. I made a comment about Leon Bailey about a week ago, and some people cuss me out. When I go on like say when I reach foreign, Jamaica too little for no, and on bigger than Jamaica. Well, if that's the case, then leave Jamaica alone, bro, and go stay over foreign or whatever. And I'm trying to tell the person that that's not the case, and they should have never really taken the Leon Bailey thing so seriously. Right? They could have dealt with it another way. So we're gonna get into those two topics. Asarin Odetta, big up yourself. Thank you for being here this morning. All right. First, I want to start out with the police officer sentencing thing. And the reason why is because a lot of us have a warped understanding of the United States of America. So maybe my Caribbean people who haven't been here yet are listening, or maybe those who are here and don't really know how the place run and think all is well are listening, and you can learn something this morning. All right. I intend to teach from experience and from, you know, what I've seen and what I've been through. So this one says the fourth white Mississippi police officer was sentenced to 40 years in prison for the torture of 2 black men. The fourth, it is 6 of them, and they have a little gang going on. And the little gang that they have going on, they go around doing stuff like this to black men. Now, the funny thing is, you will hear black men tell these stories, yo, them the stuff the police did to me and whatever, and people dismiss it all the time, like, yeah, whatever. It's not real, it's not true. He making stuff up, he exaggerating, when truth of the matter is the police force in the United States of America has been infiltrated, and there are people in it who don't just do it to do police work. They actually do it to put themselves in a position to be able to do what they do and get away with it. For instance, if you put your uniform on, your uniform does not change who you are at the core of your person, right? Right. So, your uniform on doesn't mean you suddenly become unbiased racially. Your uniform on doesn't mean you suddenly like everybody. Your uniform on doesn't erase your racism and your biased thoughts. You're just that person with the uniform on, right? So you have members of certain organizations who have purposely sent out members to join the police force so that they can be in this position. Now, that's a bad thing for us, right? Because usually when cases go to court, it's me against them. They always believe them. Former ranking county sheriff deputy Christian Dedmon was sentenced to 40 years in prison during a hearing in the federal courts in Jackson, Mississippi on Wednesday, yesterday, for his role in two attacks, including the torture of two black men, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. Dedmon received the maximum sentence. The rest of them got 20 years. He got 40. He received the maximum sentence for the February 2023 torture of Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker. You can go look up Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker. They did those guys bad, but we'll get into that in a minute. And for the assault of another man during an incident in December of 2022 during a traffic stop. Now, according to federal prosecutors, Dedman was the organizer of both the attacks, and as the fourth of six to be sentenced, he has received the harshest sentence so far. I want to tell them I'm sorry for what they went through, what they are going through. Dedman said during his sentencing, if I could take every bit of it back, I promise I would. I don't believe you. Dedman, a group of 5 additional white former law enforcement officers pleaded guilty. They weren't former until they were arrested and tried. Police officers they were. Dedman and a group of 5 police officers who got fired because of this situation pleaded guilty to a total of 16 felonies related to racially motivated tortures and sexual assault of Jenkins and Parker. You hear sexual assault? I said 2 black men. These are 6 white men. Put it together. I said they did these brothers really bad. That's why I love my yard, you know. You understand what I say? So when I say, when you see how the pattern just come out, that's why I love my yard because, and this is why I say, when the plane lands, yeah man, gunman I shoot and I do them thing, but me know if navigate, and then me pray up myself and then me go. But when the plane lands, and I feel like 10,000 pounds come off of my shoulders, and them something I may talk about. These are the things I'm talking about. I don't have to worry about this in Jamaica. And I never heard anything like this happening in Jamaica. And there's a reason why, right? It is because we are largely a black nation. Majority of the Jamaican, majority, of course, we have Jamaicans of every walk of life. Yeah, you can hear white people chat patois, Chinese or Asian, whatever. You can hear whoever is speaking patois, but we are largely black people. And we, no matter how rough things get, there's always this natural instinct to say, me not gonna mash him up. I want to beat out, but me not gonna mash him up still, cause him look like my brother, or him look like my uncle, or him look like my sister husband, or him look like me, right? But for them, you don't look nothing like them. And they've been taught their whole life that you are the lowest of the low. You're subhuman. You should be treated a certain way. You have a high tolerance for pain. Let's see how high that tolerance goes. We don't have to deal with them something there when we're there in my yard. You understand? You weigh up, and I tell a lot of people also, don't get lulled to sleep in this America and throw a stone behind you and start chat bad about John. Oh, I'm never going back. And this, okay, you're never going back, and nobody is gonna deport you because you don't get into crime and violence or anything. But stuff like this can happen to you. You don't have to be deported or nothing. Stuff like this can happen to you right where you're at, right? highly likely that you will get some justice. Highly unlikely that you will get some justice, rather, because the only reason they got caught is because they got caught. Recordings of it slip out and they got caught. See? Now, Deadman and a group of five additional white former police officers, they're all arrested, they're tried, they're convicted. 16 felonies they pleaded guilty to include torture and sexual assault of these two black men, Jenkins and Parker, as well as a subsequent plan to cover up their crimes. And they got caught trying to cover up the crimes. Malik Shabazz, the lead attorney representing victim Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker, told ABC News in a statement following Deadman's sentencing that history was made today in Mississippi because we ain't never seen nothing like this. Not no white police officer torture no black man and get 40 years in prison for doing it. Usually they get away, right? The 40-year prison sentence given to the Goon Squad is what they call themselves. This is a gang operating inside of the police department, and they call themselves the Goon Squad. The 40-year prison sentence given to Goon Squad member Christian Deadman by Judge Thomas Lee for the sick and serious crimes committed against our client Michael Jenkins and Eddie Parker made history today. Shabazz said, referencing the label that the group of officers gave themselves for their willingness to use excessive force. All of these Goon Squad sentences are sending a serious message to all the rogue police officers and other Goon Squads all over America that justice is coming to you. That's what he says. Honestly, let me tell you something. These are safety measures for me. I never leave a camera. I always make sure that my recording, and see, that's paro. That's paro, and you have to live like that. You tout about how safe you are, especially those of us who are immigrants or migrants. You're like, boy, it's safer in the US still. I'm more likely to lose my life in Jamaica still. But you don't tell people that when you hear your paro. When police get behind you, you wanna boo boo yourself. You start checking to see if you did anything from 19 or long back. What they might be pulling me over for today. Is this traffic stop that's supposed to be about me crossing the white line or turning without the indicator or my backlight not working? Is this gonna turn into my funeral comes next? Your paro, right? So you gotta make sure your phone is on go, ready, so you can start filming, or you have another alternate camera set up somewhere around where they can't see it, but it can catch everything. That's how I roll, right? That's all paranoid. And the only reason I'll have to do that is because of how things are set up here. Early on Wednesday, the former Rankin County Sheriff's Deputy Daniel Obdike was sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison for his role. This is former Rankin County Sheriff's Deputy was in this. That's like the highest people in the department are in it, right? He got 17 and a half years. Somebody else got 20 years. And this guy, who is said to be the ringleader, he got 40 years. The weight of my actions and the harm I've caused will haunt me every day, is what he said. I wish I could take away your suffering, he said to the victims. They were in court to face him. Former Rankin County, Mississippi Sheriff Deputy Christian Deadman is also set to be sentenced on Wednesday and are the third and fourth defendants to be sentenced in this case. Now, the remaining two officers who pleaded guilty in the case, former Rankin County Sheriff Deputy Brett McAlpin and former Richland Police Officer Joshua Hartfield, they are set to be sentenced during hearings on Tuesday of next week. These defendants will spend 20 years and 17.5 years, respectively, in prison for their part in this heinous attack. The Justice Department will hold accountable officers who violate constitutional rights and, in so doing, betrays the public trust, is what they're saying. but we know how it really go. In this guilty plea, the six former law enforcement officers admitted to breaking into the home. Some people are wondering, okay, so Flo, what did they do? Give me the details. Let me see. They admitted to breaking into the home where Jenkins and Parker were residing without a warrant after a white neighbor reported that the men were staying over there with white women and alleged that something suspicious must be going on over there because you have black guys over there with white women. They then proceeded to arrest the two men with no grounds to arrest the men without probable cause that they committed any crime whatsoever. They arrested them, which amounted to kidnapping. They took them to a certain location. Some of the defendants were part of the group of shift officers who called themselves the Goon Squad because of their willingness to use excessive force and not report it. According to the charging documents, the group was summoned by Deadman, who's the leader, to come and meet us at this house where Jenkins and Parker were residing. According to the DOJ, Department of Justice, after Mac Alpin asked him to investigate what's going on. Now, during the incident, the officers beat Jenkins and Parker, mocked them with racial slurs, sexually assaulted them with sex toys, forced them to strip naked and shower together, and shocked them with tasers for about 90 minutes while they were handcuffed the whole time. A man a ram out your body hole with a dildo while you are handcuffed is nothing that you can say after that. No, I'm sorry, and I wish I could take a bit. I could take back, take away your pain and what you are going through. That's like the lowest of what you could do to a man. And make both of them and jump on each other, and then have them in the shower, rub up a shower together, and then tasering you and beating you for 90 minutes straight. Yep. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Curse says the man they have some serious fetish. They probably wanted to see two black guys naked, well hung. That's in their mind, right? Yeah. But I'm telling you, as somebody who we're here, but we're not from here kind of thing, but as things be in Jamaica, that's why I always find myself back in Jamaica. You understand? I have never had to worry about anything like this happening ever. It's not even a thought. It's not even anywhere close to my thought process that anything like that could have happened to me a yard. Not even close to my thought process. Living here, you know it could happen to you. And if you don't know that this could happen to you, then you are one of them that I'm trying to wake up to say, pay attention. Don't get lulled to sleep. Stop thinking it's all safe and everybody loves you or likes you. Listen, you know I do the occupational therapy stuff. A lot of you who've been following me for a while know that I take my contracts south, right? I have been to every southern state in the United States of America, every single one of them. Wifey too, but I've been to every single one of them. If you can name it, I've been there. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, not just passing through either. Been there. And I can tell you that there's a niceness there. Like, you know, when they talk about Southern, let me tell you about America now. You know, when they talk about Southern hospitality, it exists. It really does exist. You really do have those Southerners who have graduated from or evolved from or look down on certain things. Like, they don't want to hear you talk about no race, nothing. And I'm talking about them as in with each other. They will call out others of their own kind. You know what I mean? So that's another reason to not just judge everybody, but you can't be blind because a lot of stuff still goes on. You be in Texas, a man with a 10-gallon hat at a do big shit kicker boots. We call them shit kicker boots, and 10-gallon hats. And you would think, oh God, they might come string me up, or them people here don't like me. It'd be the nicest person you ever met. Literally, the nicest. They'll walk up and pay for your food. They'll introduce you to new things from their culture. You ain't never had this. I think you should try this right here. Yeah, shit kicker boots, 10-gallon hats and shit kicker boots. That's Southern. That's Texas Southern, right? That's far out Texas Southern, and they're really nice. They're really nice and they're really cool and they're real. And if you look at their families are even integrated. So it's a big contrast. But there are those who hold to the traditions of olden days, of segregation, of racial discrimination, and they're willing to go as far as to hurt you if they get a chance to do it. And you have to be mindful of that. I tell the story before, and you could go look it up on Google. I'll tell it again. There was a therapist that was traveling with the rest of us, right? And we do this travel therapy thing. He was married to a white girl. He's a black guy. He was married to a white woman, white female. But he was one of those guys that thought that everybody loves me and I'm cool with everybody kind of thing. And I remember they sent him out to another facility, which is a long drive from his facility that was on his contract. That happens sometimes. So he was going out there doing the contract thing, traveling. His vehicle broke down. His vehicle broke down, and he was not seen again or heard from again. Of course, his wife worried and everything. Some time had passed, and eventually they found him in pieces. Yeah. His vehicle broke down and he asked for a ride. He's out there bumming a ride. And I tell other therapists, I said, you will never catch me out here without a gun. It's fully loaded. One is already in the chamber. I'm just squeezing. But you will never catch me out here without a gun for exactly that reason right there. Because as nice as they are, you don't know who's being nice just to reel you in. How you doing? What you doing on the side of the road? It's getting late out here. You're like, man, I bust my tire. I don't have a spare. I think I gotta walk into town or I'm waiting for a tow truck or something. Well, come on, I'll give you a ride. Hop in the back. Last time you're seen. Come on, I'll give you a ride. Hop in the back. How you doing? You all right? What you doing around these parts? Oh, you from Florida, huh? Oh, welcome to Texas. All that while you going to your death. You don't even know you going to your death, and you there laughing and talking. Oh, they like me. They really like me. Some of us we try to separate ourselves from others of us. I wear scrubs. I have a name tag. I'm a professional healthcare specialist. I'm not like the others. I'm not like the guys with the dreadlocks and their pants hanging off their ass. You like me better, right? You know I'm different, right? Yet they don't give a damn about all that. In their eyes, the ones who want to hurt you, in their eyes, you're the same. Okay? They don't give a damn about all that. And for those of us who work in those kinds of environments and these corporate environments, they probably already pulled you to the side because I get it almost every facility that I move to. I know there was something different about you. You're not like the rest of them. I was like, what the fuck does not like the rest of them mean? Pardon my language. But in my head, because you got to keep your professional bearing, right? So I'm like, but in my head, I'm like, what does you're not like the rest of them mean? The rest of who? They talk about the rest of your people because they're used to seeing you. Oh, your kind looks like, your pants hang off your ass. You speak Ebonics all day. You're not too educated. you probably speak with like a third grade education level. Half of the time, the ones that want to hurt you, they're the ones that speak with the third grade level education level all day and can't communicate any higher and have no higher level of communication either. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. And it's dangerous because they are so nice and you don't know who is who. And again, I'm in Jamaica. I never have to worry about any of this. Me not have to worry about the police in Jamaica. I kidnap me, handcuff me, and carry me go ram up my body hole with sex toys and all that. And because of what woman I'm with. Hey man, if there are any white people that watch this show, please understand this. In my country, which is my birthland country in Jamaica, we don't give a damn when y'all come down there. Matter of fact, when you come, we make sure you're protected. And it's not just because of your money, it's because we understand that we want our place to look on the international stage like we don't harm people, especially you, because you know how it goes. You're already in the skin to win. So anything happens to you, news media globally blows up, right? We make sure you guys are okay. You could come and have fun. Listen, I'm in Jamaica, right? And I'm in West End Negril. And I'm going into some crevice. Yo, me going to some crevice and some corner at night, you know, man. And me I traverse through crevice and corner at night. And you know who me see around there? You know who I see around there? White people. In a some crevice and corner where me and you would be afraid to walk foot. Me I talk about in a where bush there. We're down in a some lane. No light, no there around at them street there. But in those areas they have like these nice little houses and these nice, some of them big and nice too, nice houses. And then some of these, like the people that stay in the resorts, they'll leave and they'll go get lost in the countryside of the CM city there, and they'll find like all the hangout spots, which bar I keep a dance tonight, or which spot I keep dance tonight, or whatever. Sometimes you just see one Rasta man just a lean and go through so late night, it dark and rotted, and two white women back of him or beside him. And they're laughing and jiggling, giggling and talking in the dark, and ain't nobody doing them nothing. You see white men out there late night riding a bicycle, look like him half drunk, I come from a bar in a some dark corner. We don't have no sundown cities. We don't have nowhere where if you get caught here, you better not get caught around these parts when the sun goes down, boy. I suggest you get on up out of here before the sun goes down. We don't have any of that. So coming into this culture is strange, but I've been living in this culture for long enough to know how to navigate this culture. The scary part though is people in positions of power who should be trusted, like law enforcement officials. You can't speak for them. Same thing in Jamaica though, because you don't know who the gangster police is. You don't know the policeman who is in the gunman pocket. You don't know the policeman who is in the crooked politician pocket who wants his constituency ran a certain way. So when you open up your mouth and say, I'm speaking up, I'm gonna be the snitch, come I want my community better. Your head bust first, right? And then nobody else speak up after. Why can't did I speak up, you see what them do to him? Me not say nothing. Ear and blind, see and deaf. We have that problem too, but it's not racially motivated. You understand? So it gets dangerous here. Boy, following the incident, the two victims faced false charges for months according to the Department of Justice, stemming from these officers' plan to cover this up by tampering with evidence, by planting evidence on them, including planting a gun and drugs on the same men that they sexually assaulted. Crazy thing about here, man, somebody can actually call these guys and say, I think something's suspicious is going on next door. Well, why'd you say that, ma'am? I see two black guys over there with a white woman. Woo, woo, woo! They coming. Like, is that enough for a police officer to even answer a call? Yeah. So they planted gun on them, they planted drugs on them, they sexually assaulted them, they tasered them and beat them for over 90 minutes. They stripped them naked and made them shower together. They did all kinds of stuff to them, called them all kinds of names, and they recorded a lot of it. And it got out. Jenkins and Parker, along with their attorney, Malik Shabazz, told the reporters on Monday that they have been struggling with the enduring trauma of this brutal attack. Following Elward's sentencing on Tuesday, the two men told Jackson ABC affiliate WAPT News that justice has been done. Elward, who pleaded guilty to the more serious of the incident, discharge of a firearm during the crime of during this violent crime, he stood up in court and he apologized. Okay, so one person discharged their gun. Do you know where that gun was discharged at? As if everything else wasn't bad enough, right? The gun was discharged in one of the black dude's mouth. Shot him in his mouth after all the other stuff they did to him. The one that discharged the gun stood up in court and apologized to the victims, saying, I hate myself for it. I just hate myself for it. And I accept my responsibilities. Parker stood up and told Elward that he forgives him. Parker is one of the black dudes. He stood up and told the guy that shot him in his mouth that I forgive you, man. And later that afternoon, he told the news people that while he forgives what was done, Elward still did what he did, and he has to be punished for it. When he was asked if he also forgives Elward, Jenkins, the other one, told the news reporters, I don't know. No, no. Because if he wouldn't have got caught, he'd still be doing the same thing to other people. So, no, I don't forgive him. And he's absolutely right. Now, imagine how many other people they actually did this to and got away with it. The charges the officers pleaded guilty to include civil rights conspiracy, deprivation rights under color of law, discharge of a firearm during a crime of violence, conspiracy to obstruct justice and obstruction of justice. They also pleaded guilty to similar state charges and are awaiting sentencing in the state case. So they have a state case, they have a federal case. State sentences will be served concurrently. Y'all know what concurrently mean already. Jamaica courts run concurrently into the ground. Oh, you killed the man. Yeah, 25 years. And you killed the little girl too. 25 years. So now you are been sentenced to 50 years. And they put 50 years on the front of the newspaper. Read the details. It says he was sentenced to 25 for killing the man, 25 for killing the little girl. That's 50 years. It will run concurrently, meaning he will only serve 25 years for two murders. Right. So Deadman, Edwards, and Updike also pleaded guilty to three additional federal charge offenses related to separate incident that took place December 4th of 2022, according to the Department of Justice. The U.S. Department of Justice launched an investigation into the incident in 2023 along with the FBI. Amid outrage from the community and as attorneys for Jenkins and Parker filed a notice of claim for a $400 million federal lawsuit. It's in court and we're fighting, said the attorney when he was asked by ABC News, what's the status of the lawsuit? Because I know it's a hefty sum. He said, yeah, it's $400 million. And we're in court and we're fighting. We're fighting. So let's see what is awarded to them out of this. But as a straight man, I think $400 million, I would have to use a large sum of that to get some serious therapy because your brain is scrambled after a group of men used toys and did all kind of something to your back part. Not only that, I also believe that that 40 years that they gave the ringleader, because he's the only one that actually fired a gun, I think that trigger was pulled by all six of them. All of them consented to what was happening, participated in what was happening, and should have been given equally the same time. They showed pictures of the victims. Here is one of them. I have a picture that I was going to use on the icon this morning, but the picture, one of them had to get a tracheotomy, which is when they cut into your throat right here, and then you have the tube coming out your throat. Yeah, I mean they frigged them up good. So I may even ask wifey this morning. I say, you think should I use that picture here? Cause I don't want, I don't want YouTube flag the picture. So that's one brother. These are the victims. Here's one, and I'll show you the other one in a minute. And the other one is right here. And he's the one who had the trank in his throat. Right. So, about this, please listen to me. Listen to me good. Don't come here and get lulled. There's a story. Y'all remember the story about the Jamaican guy? I think a Spanish town him come from that came to the U.S. The Rasta youth and thought all was well and everybody was his friend and went hunting with such people and never made it back because apparently he was the prey to be hunted. So them invite you on hunting trip and you didn't know that you were the prey. Listen, when I was in the military, right? I remember when I first got in, because one thing the military does is it puts everybody together from all walks of life. So I met guys in modern day time who would say, I ain't never seen a black person close up before. I mean, I see y'all on TV, but I ain't never seen you close up, like close enough to touch you. And you're thinking, what? They're like, yeah, because they're small town people who grew up where they grew up, mid out west, whatever, and they have never been outside of their place. And when they join the military and the military takes them to other places, is the first time they're seeing up close. I've been told this to my face multiple times. I said, so it's all white people where you come from? And I would get answers like, nah, we got the Mexicans. The Mexicans are everywhere. We got the Mexicans. They work in the restaurants and they do the construction but that's all we got. We ain't never seen no black people. Ain't no black people where I come from. That's all fine and dandy. That's all fine and dandy. But you must understand that some people are raised a certain way. So when you come, oh, I remember one of them said something to me. I was low ranking at the time. I didn't have no rank. I was fresh out of basic training, no rank. I went in with no rank, absolutely no rank. And I remember one of them who was ranking, he was probably like a team leader, specialist, or corporal or something. He said something to me, and I responded in a way like, I'll make a report because you have channels, avenues in the military where you can make a report if somebody approaches you with that BS. I heard another one of them tell him, that ain't how you do it. You just invite him out on a hunting trip. At the time, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about because he wasn't even a part of it. He was just standing off on the side. That ain't how you do it. You just invite him out on a hunting trip. First thing I said to myself, if these people ever invited me anywhere, I would never go. I would never go. Now, me being a bit adventurous, I'm gonna tell you a story. Me being a bit adventurous, because I like to go different places, see different things, be around different culture. That's just me, right? Me being a bit adventurous, I went out one night. We stick together in the military. So, especially when we're stationed overseas, well, some of us, you still have those who like to be the only fly in the buttermilk and think that that's a prize position to be in, right? They like me more than you, kind of thing. You have those in there too. But for the most part, we stick together. So we normally go to the same places. I got to the point where I was like, nah, I'm tired of going out with just black guys, black guys, black guys, my group all the time. Let me, because they always asking me, Mac, you ain't coming with us? Come on, man. We're gonna go blah blah blah. So one weekend, I said tonight is adventure night. Took a couple of shots, put my clothes on, got ready, went out with them, had a blast. Far from base, I was the only black guy in this place that they took me to. And while I'm in the club, two things were happening. One, because I'm having fun. I'm dancing. And I can dance to any music, right? Even if I have two left feet, I can still dance to any music. I'm out to have fun. I'm in one of them clubs that the music plays that goes doonch, 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 doonch. It ain't reggae. It's not dancehall. It's not hip hop. It ain't funk and soul. It's not jazz. It ain't nothing with no seasoning on it. It's doonch, 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 doonch. I'm having a couple of drinks, laughing. The guys look like they having fun, right? A lot of white girls start gravitating towards me, and they're around me. Them surround me now. Remember, I know I'm big and tall. I'm 6'5". I'm big, tall, black, and the only one in there of my kind. And they started surrounding me. At one point, I thought something was going on. I left and went over to the bar, and I stood at the bar, had my elbow on the bar like this, cause the bar was high. And I remember while a white girl came and pulled up a stool, and she must have been drunk because she pulled the stool up like right close next to me. She sat on the stool and she did like this, and she stared into my face so long till our hands slip off our head. She fall off of the stool, hit the floor. No joke. They're gravitating. They're gravitating. I start notice the guys coming around. And the guys that were coming around were looking at me like they wanted to take me out back and string me up. So I said to the guys that I came with after seeing this, she drop asleep, Andre. She drop off on the stool. No lie, lick the floor, blum. And, and I didn't even help her up neither. Me never want to touch her. I didn't know what, you know. I realized I thought they were actually taking me somewhere where it would have a nice mix of people. Me never know so them a place that exists where it's only them there. And why the hell am I in the middle of this, right? So, me I get drunk now, So but me I think to myself, I'm like, so you're not supposed to be here though. So my Jamaican kin, say I know you're seeing this. Go tell the man them say you're ready for left, man. It get late now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like an hour away from base. And we got formation in the morning, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm pissy drunk, and I think we should go, man, because we got formation in the morning. We have a designated driver and all that. The designated driver not drinking. Rest of the guys them drunk. I'm in the back of the car. Man start hug me up tight. Myself, me I said to myself, say, why the fuck, why am I squeeze up my neck like that? The man start, white boy them, They might hug you up tight and play up with your hair like this and kiss you on your forehead or kiss you on the side of your head. I'm like, okay, this I got end bad. I swear to God. And the whole time I'm thinking this is gonna end friggin' bad. One of them that had his arm around my neck, kiss me on the side of my head. Hear him, I love you, man. You're my brother, and I'll kill for you, and I'll die for you. I said, that's right. Because I'm an infantry soldier, right? And we do frontline combat. So, my brother, I'll kill for you, I'll die for you. It goes along the lines of what we do. Here comes the kicker. You know the shit I can't stand, though? I said, what? It's like me sober up same time. He said, I fucking hate it. Hate it when I see y'all with our white women. I'm in the back of the car. I'm drunk as shit. Everybody else is drunk too, except for the driver. I don't know where I'm at. All me know say it dark as hell, and the car is. You know when you're drunk. I don't know if you ever get drunk and go up on a long car drive it. It just feel like the car was just going and going and going and going, and my mind start playing tricks. I'm like, so them take you go somewhere. They'll be disposing of you somewhere out here for the rest of the night. So I take him hand, hold his hand by the wrist, and kind of turn it like this, make it uncomfortable, and ease him off like this. The silence in that car after I took his arm from around my neck, the silence in that car for about an hour ride home, you could hear a pin drop in it. If a mosquito did rub it two wing them together and fart, you could hear it. And it was so uncomfortable. So we got home, we checked into base. I'm like, whew, thank you God. Me not gonna nowhere with them your money again. Let me stick with the people I know, with my kind, because that's where I feel safe at. Right? I was with a bunch of rowdy soldiers, anyways, high ranking and rowdy as fuck. We turn up, but we're not getting that trouble to where it get back to post. Right? So me and them, a little boy, I go party. I feel like I almost lost my life. The next day, at while we were at company, not one of them could look me in my eyes. And then that day, go by. Nobody not talk to me. And I just went out with you last night. So I told my other guys now, the real guys I be with, I said, yo, Son Blake, come here. Hey, this what happened last night, blah, blah, blah. Son Blake was like, man, listen, that's why, you see, that's why we don't do that. We don't go nowhere. We don't go nowhere with them. You lucky you made it back. I was like, oh shit. You know, some cut out that adventure or something there. It took about 2 days after one of them come to me and said, and I talked to you for a minute. I said, yeah, what's up? He was like, I just want to apologize for what I said the other night. I wasn't in my right mind. I said, I don't remember anything you said. We were all drunk. What did you say? He was like, come on now. You remember what I said? I said, no, honestly, I don't. I don't remember anything you said. He said, okay, then. If you don't remember, then I won't bring it up. Make sure as hell remember. His 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 words sobered me the hell up. I don't care how drunk I was instantly sober and ready to defend my life. But I tell you this story to tell you this. Because I see a lot of y'all have this perception of certain people, right? Like they're rich, they're better than you, their family life is well put together, there's no dysfunction over there, they are the best thing smoking. I even see sisters act like when they get a baby from one of them, they're not even care if him stay with her. As long as she have the little yellow baby with the curly hair. You know? I'm trying to tell you though that not everybody like you like that. And don't get lulled to sleep and then get your life taken. Right? Message of the day. I'm always the designated driver, Veronica Gale says. You always the designated. No, I can't do that. I got a party. Somebody else got to be designated driver. I ain't being no DD. I remember you told the story before. All right, BM. So if I told the story before and you heard it before, you know I said nothing to change from the story because it's my real life experience. See? This is why I don't drink much less drink till me drunk until I don't know where I don't know. Well, you know what, Karen? Me and my rowdies, we used to drink till it got like that. Yeah, and we still handle business though. We still handle business, so it wasn't Nothing. When you're around people who you're safe with and you're sure you're safe with them, that's a whole nother story. And I ain't talking about, I'm talking about my own. My own. We were a bunch of professionals who, when we got time to get loose, we got loose. But we still knew that it was a short time that we could get loose for because we got to go right back to being mission focused and ready. Yeah. So it's good to have that. That's why now I don't have no civilian friends. I have associates and people that I speak to, but I don't have no civilian friends. All my friends are military. Some of them are retiring now. Some of them are drill sergeants. Some of them are company commanders. Some of them are first sergeants. Some of them are sergeant majors. Some of them are, staff sergeant, all the way up the ranks. But I don't have no civilian friends. Right. British Jamaican girl says this happened in Wales. Oh, SouFLo, there's a story out here on social media and on the news. Little black boy was surrounded by a group of white boys when he was told by one of them wearing a muddy wellies to kiss his shoes. Oh, I saw it. I saw the video on I saw the video on Instagram. Yeah, but this happens to us all over. You just got to be aware, man. And if you have kids, you got to raise your children to be aware, to know that not everybody like you, and the world is not going to be kind and loving to you at all the time, especially if you are of a certain persuasion. You understand? Let's be blunt. When you're black, is hard out here for you. Don't be going out here thinking blindly. You have to tell your children the truth. I love the way I was raised because it saved me from a lot of situations. Nobody could pull a wool over my eyes. Nobody can con me. Nobody can draw me around. I know con and do nothing to me. I have a high sense of when danger is present. I'm alert and I'm smart, as in I know how to move, get myself out of situations, avoid certain situations, etc., etc. These are survival skills that you have to teach. You have to teach your kids. Somebody taught these to me. Somebody taught these to me before I even went into the military. It was enhanced after going into the military, but somebody taught me the basics of this. And I teach my children the basics of this too. Yeah, we're the only ones that do that, British Jamaican girl. We are the only set of people that does that. Everybody loves me. Don't say that about my friend. That's my friend. Everybody is invited to the cookout. All they got to do is try to do one of our dances. Oh, he's invited to the party. He's invited to the cookout. Black girls over there. Does he have a brother? I know he has a wife, but does he have a brother? Does he have one that looks just like him? Oh my gosh, he's so fine. He's so... Yeah, man. Whatever tickles your fancy and floats your boat. Just remember, danger lurks. Be alert. That way. I love my melanin and use it in the connection with my DNA and ancestry. Okay, listen. Our other story for the morning, right, is the Leon Bailey story. I don't know if you know about Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey is a top football player on the international stage. Young top striker. Uh he's living he's living a lot of Caribbean boys' dreams. Shit, hell, he's living a lot of grown ass men dreams, playing professional sports and getting paid in British pounds, sterling, at a high level. Kingston, Jamaica. Suspended reggae boy Leon Bailey says he was contemplating taking a break anyways from the national duties ahead of his suspension from the Reggae Boyz squad, selected for the Nations League semifinals matchup against the United States on Thursday at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. So our Reggae Boyz are going to be meeting up to play big league game against the United States of America, and one of our top ballers will not be there. He has been suspended from the squad. Now, the informed Aston Villa Wingert, that's who he plays for, Aston Villa, who has scored 8 times in 16 starts while providing numerous assists in his best season with the English Premier club. Hey, hold on, let me sip some tea real quick. Sorry. Ooh, that's ginger. If you've never seen Leon Bailey play ball, right? Even if you're not a soccer fan, go look up some highlights of Leon Bailey on YouTube. You'll see it's a joy to watch him play. And every time him do what him do, it just busts your glad bag that you are from where he's from, kind of thing. He's one of the best. Anyhow, while providing numerous assists in his best season with the English Premier club, he was dropped from the Reggae Boys setup by coach Jaime Halgrimson, I'm sure I'm not Jamaican, along with uh, Stevante Stewart for breaking curfew in the last Jamaica camp. So he broke curfew. You know, they have rules and regulations. He broke curfew and they suspended him, even with a big game coming up against the US. So for them, it's not even about winning, it's about discipline. I don't know how you. Anyhow, Bailey made the disclosure in an interview with the Let's Be Honest podcast by Jeffries. He, the coach, said to me, this is what Bailey said. He said he, the coach, said to me that he wasn't going to invite me to the next camp. But way before this suspension happened, I always had it in my head that it's getting too much on my plate when it comes to the national team. And I was really going to take a break from it, from, national duties. And then that suspension just tip off everything. Nonetheless, he said he could not understand the decision to suspend him because he has had a good relationship with the coach. Everything the coach comes to me about, me and him have video calls about everything. He really comes to me about anything at all. Him just pick up the phone and call me. So I can't understand the suspension. So for him to look at me and say, he's not inviting me to the next camp, I felt that was really harsh. And it just says to me, like, me being in the national team right now, it had drained my energy a lot. It had drained my energy a lot. Every time I need to go to the international team because there's so much that happened in the international team, I know what it's like. He expressed also that coach could have been more understanding about things, and the coach just wasn't. Maybe the coach had tried to sell the game to the US. That's what I think. Because how the hell you cut a big top striker like Leon Bailey at a moment like this? Bailey shared that with the last camp being in November, there was no communication until 3 days before the latest squad list was announced. No communication. When asked whether he was blindsided by the decision to suspend him, Bailey said no, reiterating that before him say what him said to me, I was on the verge of taking a break from the national team. Like literally putting up my boots for a little bit to say, you know what? It's been too much. Bailey's absence has left a huge hole in the Jamaica team as the other attacking options, former Everton winger Damari Gray and leading goal scorer Shamar Nicholson, while in the squad, or both serving suspensions for the first game against the US. So this man suspend like a couple of the good players them. Another blow was struck when West Ham's me I butcher them name, Mikhail Antonio announced at the 11th hour that he was not available to play. Now, I don't want to use Jeffrey's content, but I hope he understands that I was just trying to make a point, and your content is not a major part of my thing, right? Me not play out your whole content. If you don't want to see the whole interview with Leon Bailey, go watch Joffrey's podcast where they did the interview, and you'll see it. But this is the part that has thrown a lot of Jamaican people into a tailspin, and them have a lot of negative to say. Let me let you hear the words.
Jamaica national team is not doing anything for me, you know. Mm-hmm. And reason why I say that Jamaica national team cannot give me exposure, you know, bro. Jamaica playing for the national team now gonna make Real Madrid call me, you know. And me a shine light on the national team basically, you know. Playing overseas and repping as a Jamaican all the time, you know, bro. People know Liam Bailey everywhere in the world, you know, bro. Me don't remember the last place me ever go. And somebody person. Don't know me. Jamaica not paying us. Jamaica can't really give me no exposure. And I two things I love my ask them for. And every time is I cannot get this. You have man a book flight for me and I send me from England to Jamaica. I need to go from England to Jamaica. I send economy flight for travel with 3 different stops. Two things I love my ask for. Just make sure I have a proper flight and make sure I have a room by myself. Yeah. That's all. I can't get that, bro. It's just like, what am I here doing for? Like, Jamaica national team is not doing anything for me, you know.
All right. So those are his gripes. And apparently when they went to they're supposed to be shut in at a certain time, right? And spend the night in camp. They're not supposed to leave. And I guess Leon Bailey left and spent the night out and missed the bus or something the next day, or came in some kind of hours the next morning or something like that, and they suspended him for that. He's saying that they're not paying us. Like them can't even pay, them not even pay away. And 2 simple things I asked for. One is that I have my own room. And for 2 is that when you're booking flights for me, don't put me in an economy. Why do black people always say they forgive these people? We're not depend that. He's saying don't put me in economy, right? Now, I want to tell you something. And this will bring us to the end in about 3-4 minutes. Okay, so hang with it. We have a solid 1 hour. Leon Bailey. I went and looked this up this morning. And according to Credible Sports News, his contract says for the year of 2023 to 2024, Leon Bailey will earn £6,240,000. In case you think I want a little boy with barely a kickball around here, so, and nobody don't know his worth, right? Because I see a lot of Jamaicans cussing him because he said what he said. He said them not do nothing for him. If anything, it's him doing something, shining a light on Jamaica's national team, right? Because he's the one that's playing overseas. Internationally, he's playing ball, and he's in the big leagues, and he's representing as a Jamaican, and then him use him time to come play upon the Jamaica squad for make, so wherever he goes, the fans are gonna follow. Oh shit, Leon Bailey, he's playing with the Jamaicans too. £6,240,000. The man earns £120,000 per week. And that's not including bonuses. So again, I just say the number of the monetary part of his contract that's out there just to have people have an idea of what the magnitude of the individual we're talking about. And because the man asks them, make sure I'm having my own room, and don't put me in economy when you fly me all the way from England, like, give me a better flight than that. The man's supposed to have fly first class. Let's be honest. And I know some people are going to say, well, why didn't he pay for it himself? Well, see, that's the thing. We keep having to do things ourselves, and we keep not holding the people who are in charge of things accountable, from our politicians to the people who manage our sports. Look how them do the reggae girls. Look how they do the reggae girls. You understand? So he's actually holding them accountable, and I guess Jamaican people in them feelings and too patriotic or something. A lot of them are cussing right now. Well, move on, go then and go back, go to England, go play ball then. Since you feel like you're bigger than Jamaica then. You know what? A lot of people did that to Usain Bolt too. Usain Bolt got put down him $12 million US in Jamaica, and you see which part the man money gone, right? Majority of the people I know in the US haven't earned $5 million and have it sitting in an account somewhere yet. All who there 40, 50 years already. So that patriotism thing, it pays off for them on the other side. Cause them love freeness. You must do this for them for free, do that for them for free. Don't forget where you're coming from and keep giving free and free and free. But when are y'all gonna respect your own? When are you? Because Jamaica has a track record of not respecting their own until foreign respect them first. And even then, when foreign respect you and you're a big star of foreign, you come back home and they're like, oh, it's my job to humble you. Sit your ass down. Be humble. Be humble about what? 6,240,000 pounds per contract. £120,000 a week. Be humble about what? The man earned that. It wasn't given to him. He earned it. And he continues to earn it by getting up every day, training, dedicating himself to working out, constantly perfecting his craft. You must think a easy something for run up and down. You go out there, go do it. Find you a football field and run 10 times up and down from one end to the other and let me see how you do. Him dedicate himself to that. You have to respect that. So if the least that you could do is the least, that man should have been on a damn first class flight every time. And it should be nothing for him to get his own damn room. That part. That's all I have to say about that. Right? Liam Bailey, big up yourself. And you didn't do nothing better than the right thing. Right? Because they're the ones that are not going to benefit from your skills and expertise. That's right there. And we need to stop putting down our own people and understand that when they work hard and they achieve greatness, they deserve accolades. I hate hearing it make me think about bad mind people. Ain't nothing wrong with giving somebody accolades, my friend, when it is earned. Nothing. Y'all act like, so what? Who cares? Him a star, me a star too. You're not in that league. You not in that league. Give the man some respect. Period. With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow morning for sure. God spare my life right here on Morning Thoughts, where we will close out the week in style. All right? One love. Walk good. Be good. Go with God. And remember, pay attention to the things you do because consequences follow actions and karma never misses an address. All right? You are warned. I'm out. Peace.